and arrogant is what they said about Sheudeur
Picking
Sanders.
in the top 7, too.
No doubt about it. That's the quarterback coach. 2-5, I'm going to let you sound off real quick. What do you make of it? Do you have an issue with it?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you could say this to your coaches, your ownership, your GM, right? But why are you saying it to the media, right? And another thing is, like, I hate when people don't ever, like, put a name on it. Like, because who's really saying that?
Yeah.
And it reminds me of coaches that probably was a quarterback, probably didn't play, right? Probably was a backup, probably never went to the NFL, right? Probably wasn't secure on who he was. And guys that were superstars that had swagger to them, they call it arrogance. And he can't fit with them guys. Probably a guy that never had no attention, nobody really talked to him. You get in the NFL, now you got some type of voice. I hate them type of dudes, because I play with guys like that, right? And it's like you want to whisper behind somebody's back, and it makes you, I guess, feel weird because Sheudeur is super confident.
Yeah.
Because Sheudeur knows who he is. Sheudeur knows what he brings to a team. He knows his talent, right? And that makes you uncomfortable. I hate people like that, man. And that's why you see a lot of players that get traded, a lot of players that have issues with the coaches because they make that narrative of them.
Yeah, that's really well said. Shady got me thinking what he just said. I think, and we will see a lot of this, I think Sheudeur Sanders' security makes a lot of people insecure.
No question.
I think Sheudeur Sanders realizing, wait a second, I've made money before I got into the NFL. Wait a second, my pops has already taught me about the value not only of money, but the value, most importantly, of myself. Sheudeur Sanders has realized, wait a second, who are you to dictate how I should feel, how I should think, how I should act, and how I should move? Furthermore, apple tree, it don't fall far from it. Who you think his dad was? Remember 1989, the New York Giants wanted to interview Deion Sanders. The New York Giants, they simply said, hey, Deion, we want you to take this written test. Deion said, why am I taking a written test? The Giants said, well, we make all of our draft picks, potential draft picks, take it. Deion said, hey, where do y'all pick at? They said, in the 17 range. Deion Sanders said, oh, I'm going to be long gone before y'all ever pick. And he walked up out the room. Apple, tree, who you think raised Sheudeur Sanders? So when Sheudeur Sanders, I would suggest, comes off as confident, comes off as secure, comes off as knowing who he is, you, insecure, dictate his security is something that's an issue. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
What you got, James?
I hate it. I hate every bit of it because this is how rumors get started. And this is a attack at this young man's character. You know, I hate when people do this because now when Sheudeur does meet with teams, they're going to probably ask him some questions about this. And now he's going to have to address his character. So me coming off confidence, you saying, hey, man, can you change around the franchise? I done changed around 2. I could change around another one. But what I'm saying is that may come off arrogant to you. That's just me being confident.
Right.
That's me. That's how I grew up. That's what my dad taught me. I'm confident. I could change around your organization. You might not like the way I say it, but that don't mean I'm arrogant, and that don't mean that I'm not coachable and all that, because I feel like that's an attack at Sheudeur, because you basically saying, man, I don't know if this dude is coming in here coachable and all. That's all this is going to stem to, and everybody's going to start to attack that. I remember when I signed with the Raiders, right? After my second day of OTA practices, Dennis Allen gets up there to the media and he says, James Jones lost a step. And I had to answer those questions, and I'm like, I don't really know what he's talking about, because I don't know if he thought he was getting Deshaun Jackson. Now, when he turned my tape on from Green Bay, I got 80 yarders. I got 90 yards. I got all that. But it's not because I'm a Blazer. It's because I'm a football player. But now you got the whole league thinking I done lost a step because of some stupid comments you said. So now this man coming out saying this, you gonna have everybody thinking, is he arrogant? Oh, yeah, I don't like the way he say that. But it's the same dude that stood up there after the bowl game and they asked him all these questions, or before the bowl game, they asked him all these questions, and he like, my teammates up here too. Why y'all just talking to me? It's the same dude at the combine that they say, who you want to throw to, and he named every Colorado receiver. But you want to come into the meeting because he's stepping in there, he got money, he got any car he want, his dad is wealthy, everybody cool. I don't need y'all. I don't need y'all. James Jones needed the NFL. I was homeless. I needed y'all. What y'all need? You need me to draw? I needed y'all because I needed to provide for my... I don't need y'all. I'm good. So that's how I'm kind of coming off too, and you don't like it. And you're telling everybody all that.
That is the pivotal difference. If we're going to go there, let's go there, because I do think that's the difference between Sheudeur Sanders, both at quarterback and historically speaking at quarterbacks. I don't know if the NFL has seen a quarterback like Sheudeur Sanders. Black player, what do I mean by that? You got a black QB, 2 black parents who, Sheudeur's already has money. Sheudeur got a parent with money. Sheudeur coming from college with money. first off, you haven't seen quarterbacks come from college with money because NIL is new. So we've only seen about three draft classes of quarterbacks come with money. Furthermore, you don't see a quarterback like Sheudeur who's already saying, you know what, Combine, I don't need y'all. I don't need y'all. I don't need y'all. Like, now, I think there's somewhere in the middle because the NFL doesn't need Sheudeur. But Sheudeur simultaneously, like, I'm not just going to sit here and do, oh, y'all say jump, I say how high. Y'all say run, I say how fast. Think about it, Chase. Back in the day, bro, the Combine, you go into the Combine and you are performing.
Yeah, no doubt.
You for sure not go in there as swaggy as Sheudeur went there. I'll put it like that. Like, I remember the NFL Combine. This is where I first met Russell Wilson. NFL Combine in a Senior Bowl. My dog came in a full suit. Everybody else kind of, I'm like, oh, because you care so much about your image because there's so much money on the line. You came in this joint with a full suit. Sheudeur went with his 2 chains and his hat on backwards and said, I'm going to give y'all who I am. I'm not going to suck up for y'all.
I don't know if I agree with the assessment that Sheudeur doesn't need the NFL. Like, he wants the NFL.
Correct. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
But
difference between being homeless and needing to get your mom a crib and needing to get your mom and pop a house, and your dad is making $15, $16 million a year. Need and want are very different.
Really quick before you give your take, Chase, the only reason why I said that is because Deion and Sheudeur is the first black parents to say, we're not going here. I will protect my son, and he won't be going here. He the first really black dad to be able to say that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the other ones, the Eli Mannings and all that, why you think they said that, Chase? Because they didn't need the NFL, they didn't need the bread, they didn't need all that. So that's the situation that he is in right now. It's a lot of the other black quarterbacks coming in that grew up like me or whatever, and they needed it. Sheudeur don't. And I'm coming
and
off
I think that's a little bit of an issue for some teams.
I agree.
No, you know what's crazy is because every good quarterback that I've been around got a little arrogance to them.
You have
all
to.
of them.
All of them.
You understand what I'm saying?
No matter what color they all got.
No matter what color, no matter what it is, eventually they have some arrogance to them. So just because this young fella's coming off with that during some interviews, this is what you're going to get out of that? Because all quarterbacks have it. And it brings you back to so many situations. If Bo Nix is yelling back at Sean Payton, oh, we love it. Look at, and if certain other players is doing it, what is he doing? Why is he talking about? That's part of it. I just hate you're attacking this young man and you don't know this young man. And this young man came off with a whole lot of confidence in these meetings because you know who talking to him and preparing him for his meetings? His daddy. You the quarterback. You get up in there, you talk with a bunch of confidence, you let him know that you're ready to take over an organization and all that type of stuff. And to one dude to come out and say it, and not just when Sheudeur leaves the room talk, like, hey, man, he do.
Reporters.
You understand? Yeah. To come out and say it,
indeed.
I hate you attacking this young man, and you don't even know Sheudeur, dog.
There is something interesting Chase said, and I do think it's actually accurate, that teams can and will judge you if they don't feel like you need this.
No doubt.
Because some teams are like, oh, if you don't need this, you might not want this as bad. I've heard coaches have actually said this on the record in regards to recruits. No, wait. I think Deion said it. I think Deion said it about his defensive linemen, and he got in trouble for it. I think he said, like, I want dudes who, I don't know if he said, like, from, what did he say? You remember?
He said, I want my quarterbacks to have 2 parents in the house.
Yep.
And I want my DNs and all that to be single parents.
Yeah. I'm like, what did he say? I think Deion even said it.
But see, okay, so, like, I played with dudes that had money. Like, Patrick Mahomes wasn't poor. Was he? No.
No, his dad was in
Okay, Josh Allen, people had paper. and they weren't those guys, I bring them up because not only are they the best in the league, but they dogs.
Yeah.
When I look at Lamar Jackson, he's a dog, right? He come from the streets. We come from where we come from.
No doubt.
But Pat, the same dog, and he didn't come from that. So when I just like, sometimes I feel like, what are we talking about here? Because people make these narratives on kids because the way they might talk, the way they got their jewelry. What does that mean? We play football. So, yeah, I don't need – there's players I played with. Brent Selleck, one of my favorite teammates.
Brent.
Right? I remember joking with him like he had a nanny and like when he was a little kid. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he loved the game. He didn't need the league, but he loved the game. So if you don't need the league but you love it, you passionate about it, why does that matter?
It matters at the quarterback position.